There's a hidden barrier making the small business financing gap worse. That's according to a title from American Banker just a couple of weeks ago. I want to talk about that and also a quote from a CEO whose company just raised 110 million. Where in the article that talks about that raise, he says, "quote There's a misconception that SMBs, small to medium-sized businesses, don't have access to capital." He's like, anytime I pick up the phone, I can get a loan. So I'm going to talk about that as well, because I wrote an article last year that is basically talking about kind of both of those things in one, where I address, are there holes in the business lending market? I said the notion that new commercial financing companies coming into the market are going to fill a hole in the market to gain access to capital. That's constant. People continuously say those things in their press releases and so forth, but I don't think it's accurate any longer. And I said that last year. So let's talk about the American Banker article first. So it says there's a hidden barrier. So what's that barrier? That's making small business financing gap worse. And I don't necessarily agree that it's making it worse. I believe that is something that's continuous. So they're talking about education of the business owner, of entrepreneurs, that they're not educated enough on business financing, on the products that are available, on the best ones that are available to them, because it obviously depends on what type of business, how long they've been in business, all these other things, right? And the article goes on to say, it says the reasons are for the small business financing gap are complex. So this is just one of the reasons. But one of the most overlooked factors is that they don't have the financial acumen to navigate the complexities of business finance, administrative and legal needs, and it leads to frustration, et cetera, et cetera. So when it comes to seeking capital, they must assess their loan options and risk without critical expertise. It goes on to talk about how community development financial institutions, also known as CDFIs, can help. Everyone can help with educating business owners and entrepreneurs, because it's not innate as far as knowing business lending when you become a business owner. You have to go seek help. You talk to business loan brokers, you talk to banks, you talk to lenders. Business loan brokers on the front lines, they need to do their part, right? So if you're a broker, you're educating them not just on the quickest thing that's going to make you the most money, it's what's the best for them, what can they qualify for, and how they can use that money to see a return and continue to grow their business. So the other part is from an article on payments, the CEO of Daylit, formerly known as Lendica, his name is Jared Schulman. He says that there's a misconception that SMBs don't have access to capital. But he says, in the quote, anytime I pick up the phone, I can get a loan. And so that's the education part, because he knows, right? And anyone that has experience in business lending, be it a business owner or someone that's a broker in the lending industry, they know how many options there are, and that you should be able to continuously seek access to capital, so it's there not just when you need it, kind of in an emergency. And to Daylit's credit, that they're talking about their capital raise of 110 million is to provide more good and healthy forms of capital. And I should have mentioned that earlier, but that's what the quote went on to say, is that what they've seen is that companies don't have access to good or healthy forms of capital. So yes, there are different tiers, and so there's a lot of subprime kind of tier of financing that you can get, and most business owners can get at some point in time. But does that mean it's healthy? Does that mean it's good? So there's more good forms that need to be brought to the market, or lenders who are already there can expand their product portfolio.